Why can we nobody else?
I don't do math, I just guess.
I cleaned this morning. I got to talk to you a little bit, but
Yeah, nobody's gonna come to my seminar. It's just sad.
was Brianna and Alexis in on
Well,
that?
everyone has to do academics.
Okay.
Alright, well.
Does anyone else just want to go crazy?
Yeah, I just want
Let's
to
just go have
Thinking
fun.
they're doing academics.
Let's just go and jump into the river and go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
It needs to be Thanksgiving break.
Okay, what did you tell them and everything? So, okay, what happened Saturday morning you woke up and everything? What was it like when you went into the...
Basically everything that you said, the hurry up and wait thing is so true.
I didn't get that part, so what is that?
How she's been saying, like, auditioning and being an actor in New York is hurry up and wait. You have to be there.
You got to be there on time.
No, and on time, if you're 30 minutes early, you're 20 minutes late.
That's right, you got to be there early.
Like, you got to be there like an hour early.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're going to use you right then.
Oh, no,
You're going to
you
wait.
know, the doors were supposed to open at 10 o'clock. I got there by 9-ish. I didn't get in until 10:30, 11. And if I had gotten there any later time, I would have looked unprofessional. Like, it was a setting where it was obvious that I had to be there at that time. But, you know, just the fact that they were looking at me and, like, for me to be there early doesn't mean that they were ready for me. Like, honestly, they don't give two shits about me or, like, my day plan or what I needed to do. Like, they're working at their own time and they're going to audition me at their time. But I need to be ready for them whenever I'm in the position where I have to be ready an hour before they ask me to be there to just go in if they wanted me to, or an hour afterwards to go in. Like, I need to, if you have an audition in New York, you need to clear at least, 6 hours for a 15-minute slot. And,
Were there a lot of people there in the morning?
oh yeah, like tons and tons of people.
Were they all in like different rooms? Like all the different...
Well, it was like this huge room that was split up in like curtains and stuff. Like, they had Disney here and like an agency here, casting director here. They had it split up in the auditions and stuff, and there were separate rooms for like specific Broadway shows. Like, they had Book of Mormon auditioning in the room next to the big room with the general auditions. And then you go upstairs and there were casting, like a ton of casting directors that were sitting there. And I talked to Benton Whitley, who I don't know if anyone is familiar with, except I'm sure.
We went over that.
Yeah, Benton Whitley. He's a Broadway casting director, and he was really, really kind. It's not nearly as intimidating as people like try to make it out to be. I talked to Benton Whitley like he was a friend. They're very friendly. They're still people. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I know that I've spent my whole life idolizing and like kind of setting casting directors and famous actors or whatever on a pedestal. But I came in contact with tons of them, and they're very, very nice and very down to earth, very good people. I asked Benton or Mr. Whitley, we're just on a first name basis at this point. I asked Mr. Whitley like what they expected and like what they need to go into a Broadway audition, like not just any theater audition. Like, when someone comes in to audition for Wicked or Book of Mormon or any of these Broadway shows that he's casted or is casting, what he expects, and he wants them to be, his biggest thing was confident and prepared. Like, you should have at least 2 monologues contrasting, 2 songs. Like, he wants you to have your audition and then a backup audition, and if possible, another, like a backup audition, which was good that I did, actually, because when I auditioned for the agency, I was behind this one girl. She was younger than me, not as talented. Anyway, but she went in front of me, and all of a sudden, like, I'm listening to her audition, and I hear a very familiar song. It was a song I was going to be singing.
What did she sing?
She sang, I'm Telling You I'm Not Going.
Oh, okay.
Not very well, granted, but, but, she did sing it, and I didn't want to go in there and sing the same song. So, thankfully, I had another song to pull out my repertoire. And if you don't have that, if I had gone in and sing the same song, even if I was better, there was You know, it was the same song. She just heard it. She'd be bored with it. She would have zoned out maybe. Like, you need to always have something that you can pull out like that. Like, not just something that you're familiar with, but something that you are ready to present that moment. Like, the second you walk in, if they're like, oh, well, we don't like that song, pick something else. You need to have, like, another song. I mean, I talked to a couple casting directors that told me, like, they don't have a problem telling you, like, we don't want to hear that. Give me something else. They'll make you change your song as many times as they want. It's their time. Like, your time doesn't matter to them. What you're doing, like what you've planned, it doesn't matter to them. They're going to see what they want to see on their time. And if they want, they'll sit there for 5 minutes and go, no, sing something else, sing something else.
Did you have like piano sheet music, or
No,
is
it
just
acapella.
Okay?
So I don't know if that's, all auditions, because I know that the Book of Mormon had an accompanist and they asked for you to bring sheet music. But for the most part, my auditions were a cappella. They didn't regulate what kind of monologue I did. They didn't request like comedic or dramatic. They kind of just let me do my thing there. But, with the song.
Do yours right now.
Huh?
Do your monologue.
I've already done it like 100 times for them. I just hate doing, oh God, I hate like doing a monologue like when I'm in the middle of doing something else and I just have to do like.
What did you decide to wear?
I wore a white lace dress with chiffon fabric, long sleeves, with a gold sequin collar, and white tights with beige flats. Because I said this earlier, but I walk in heels every day here. Like, I am a heel person. I walk all the time in heels. It's not a big deal for me. They're like flats. Like, I have a harder time figuring out how to walk in flats than I do walking in heels around here. But I stepped off the bus in heels in New York, and it's just every sidewalk is cracked. There's rubble everywhere. Like, nothing is really like even where you're stepping, so you can't wear heels. You just fall and your ankle gets twisted. It's a lot harder than they make it seem on movies and stuff. Like, it's not that simple. It's not as easy as walking like where the sidewalk is paved and everything, and you've got a clear view of where you're going. Especially if I tried to walk in heels on Times Square, like people all around me, you can't look down and see where you're about to step, and you're just gonna be on your ass. I did fall at one point, but I was in flats. I fell kind of randomly. I was coming out of Bryant Park, and there was like a dip in the sidewalk where it was like kind of smooth, really, really smooth, and it was for people to like step off and like go across the crosswalk. Well, I didn't see it, and I took like a wrong step, and one of my foot went down the slope. It was just on my ass, 2 seconds flat.
I'm very happy that you had a wonderful time. I did the kick-out test. I apologize.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
I'll take my test. Test
Good
good.
luck.
Test
I'm gonna
It was
sit-
great to hear that you had so much fun. I hope you have fun in the movie.
Okay, keep talking to me.
What was your like? You don't have to recite it. I keep thinking about this. Like, what
My
was your
monologue
monologue
was-
from?
It was from My Father's Funeral by Kelly Powell. It was about an abusive father that died, and it's at his funeral, and his child is talking about how like that wasn't, to him, that the person that they're burying isn't a father, because a father would never hurt their child.
Did you have 2 monologues just in case?
I had them ready, but I wasn't asked to do more than one.
You just did one?
I was only asked to do just a quick 16 bars and monologue.
Were you able to pick up any contact information from the people you talked to? Is there any way that you can follow up with them, like they can get a hold of you a bit?
Yeah, actually, there's like, I mean, there are at least 20 people with my resume and headshot right now, like in the professional world up there, between casting directors and agents and producers.
So
But
what's your next step?
now that I'm going up there sooner than I thought, I will be making a lot of emails to everyone I met, including Ben Whitley, and
Thanking them? Did you
Yes.
thank them?
well, I haven't thanked them yet, but that's
Okay.
what I'll be doing tonight. I spent 14 hours on a bus with no like connection or anything, so tonight will be a lot of PR work. But yeah, it'll be letting them know that I will be there in December permanently, and just letting them know, like, especially the agency that I talked to that seemed really interested in representing me. I'll definitely be letting them know that I'll be there, because I did let her know that, like, I live in Ohio currently, but if there's, like, anything pressing, I can drop in and move there anytime, so.
Who is the agency that's interested the most in representing you right now?
Little Angels.
Little Angel.
Yeah, they represent, like 13 to 21, I think.
There was like 13 to 14.
They represent 13 to 14-year-olds. I lied about my age briefly, but it wasn't that
How old
big of
did
a
you
deal.
say you were?
I said I was 17. I didn't actually lie about my age.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But I mean, I was told that it's actually a good thing that I look like I do, because I can play a 12-year-old and I can play a 21-year-old, so they really liked that, and they said I was adorable, so that was good. Their whole thing, like, when I finished my audition, they were like, oh, the monologue was great, the song was fantastic, and you are adorable, so this is all just good.
How did you do it with the guardian thing again?
Honestly,
Did
they didn't even
anyone
check.
even check?
No, they didn't even check, which kind of bothered me, because I was like, I went through all this trouble, worked so hard.
What was it?
I was supposed to technically have a guardian with me because I'm 17, but they didn't even check. So they didn't ID me or anything. I could have been like, oh, no, I'm 18.
What would you have done if they asked for a guardian or something?
I had guardianship papers written up, yeah, but I went through all that trouble to get the papers written up and they didn't even check, and I was like,
It's a good thing you did anyway.
Yeah,
Because
always be
someone
prepared.
could ask.
but
So, where do you think you're going to get an apartment?
Bed-Stuy.
Okay. And you're going too? Yeah, how much more academics do you need to graduate? You don't have to
From what I remember, because we couldn't talk to Howard, but we talked to Schilling, so they're gonna get back to us. But from what I remember, the last time I talked to Howard, I thought last year I already had enough credits to graduate. I just didn't. There wasn't a reason for me to graduate early. Like at the end of last year, I didn't really have a reason, so I just didn't really.
Have you done your senior English? That's one thing I think of.
I mean, I took AP English last year.
No, it's here. It's here. I think this is our real estate agent.
It is.
This is Rochelle DeVore. Oh, this is she. Sorry. Hi, I'm doing great. How are you? Yes, sir. I'm wondering if it goes at your own pace, like if you can finish as quickly as you can, or if it's set standards and deadlines that you have to meet. Yes, sir. When you live in New York, like, you can live in my room, like, you can, I mean, I know that sounds like really dorky, and, like, 14-year-old sisters, but seriously, like,